In a world where everyone feels the need to share everything, what they ate for breakfast, their next big plan, their every thought, there's power in doing the opposite. Real transformation happens in the shadows when no one is watching. It's when you step out of the constant need for attention, out of the spotlight, that you give yourself the space to grow, to change, and to evolve into the person you're truly meant to be. We live in a time where there's pressure to constantly be seen, always staying relevant, always showing off some image of success. But here's the thing. When the world is watching you all the time, it's hard to breathe, hard to think, and even harder to change. Sometimes, in order to become who you're destined to be, you need to vanish for a while. You need to retreat, to step away from the eyes of the world, and allow yourself the freedom to grow without the noise, without the expectations, and without the constant judgments. Take Michelangelo, for example. Before he painted the Sistine Chapel, he disappeared. He wasn't out at grand events or making big public statements. He vanished into his studio, chipping away at his art in complete solitude. And when he finally reappeared, he unveiled a masterpiece that forever changed the course of history. That's the power of disappearing. Working in silence until you're ready to shock the world with what you've become. I'm not suggesting you disappear into a remote cave somewhere. Though I won't deny, sometimes that sounds like paradise. What I'm talking about is finding the strength to remove yourself from the daily noise, the opinions, and the endless distractions that hold you back. It's about becoming comfortable with being unseen, so that when you do step back into the world, you come back as someone stronger, wiser, and completely transformed. So, how do you begin? The first step is to control your words. If you think about it, talking too much dilutes your energy. Ever notice how sharing your goals too soon can leave you feeling deflated, like you've already given a part of yourself away? Every time you speak about something you haven't yet accomplished, you're giving away energy that could have been used to fuel that goal. Lao Tzu said it best, "He who knows does not speak. He who speaks does not know." There's deep wisdom in keeping your intentions close to your chest. The more you talk about your dreams, the more you invite opinions, doubts, and judgments from others, things that can chip away at your motivation. Not only that, but speaking too much about your plans can trick your brain into thinking you've already made progress. You get that satisfying feeling just by talking about it, but no real action has been taken. It's a trap we all fall into. Oversharing leaves you vulnerable. It exposes your raw, fragile ideas before they've had a chance to develop. When you control your words, you protect your energy, your dreams, and your progress. So here's something to reflect on. How often do you broadcast your life to others? How many times have you shared your dreams with anyone willing to listen? What if, just once, you kept your plans to yourself? What if instead of talking about what you're going to do, you quietly focused on just doing it? Imagine the power you could harness by keeping your energy contained, your focus sharp, and your intentions locked in. That's where transformation begins, not in the chatter, but in the silence. Once you stop sharing your every thought and dream with the world, something powerful happens. The noise of others begins to fade away. And when that noise fades, you're left with just one voice, your own. The truth is, we spend so much of our lives worrying about what others think. We're trained by society to seek approval, to make sure we're on the right path according to someone else's standards. But the moment you step away from that need for validation, you realize that the only opinion that really matters is your own. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." And this is the key. When you stop living for the approval of others, you take control of your own life. You become the judge, the critic, and the guide of your own journey. This can be terrifying, but it's also the most freeing realization you'll ever have. Think about it. How much of your energy is spent worrying about what others think? We're so consumed by the imaginary opinions of people who are often too caught up in their own lives to care about ours. We waste time and energy asking questions like, what will they think, or will they approve? But the truth is, most people aren't even paying attention. So ask yourself this, What would your life look like if the only approval you needed was your own? What if, instead of worrying about what someone else might think, you focused on what you think? The voice of your higher self, the one that knows your potential. What if that was the only voice that guided your decisions? This is where real freedom lies. When you disappear from the expectations of others and reprogram your mind to live for your own growth, you unlock a new level of power. The next time you catch yourself caring about what someone else might think, stop and ask, does it matter more than what I think of myself? Now that you've learned to silence the world and listen to your own voice, it's time to protect your plans. It's not just about keeping your thoughts private, it's about keeping your goals, your ambitions, and your progress under wraps. There's something almost mystical about secrecy. The more you share your plans with others, the more you dilute their power. Every time you reveal your goals before they've fully formed, you let out a little bit of the energy and momentum that should be fueling them. It's like lighting a fire and leaving the door open. You're letting the heat escape. Steve Jobs was a master at this. He understood the power of hiding things until they were ready. Apple's most groundbreaking products were kept secret until the perfect moment. No one knew what was coming, and when they were finally unveiled, they shook the world. Had he shared his plans too soon, the impact wouldn't have been nearly as powerful. There's a lesson in that for all of us. So, how much more powerful would your dreams be if no one knew about them until they were real? Imagine working quietly without telling a soul, and then one day revealing something fully formed, something you've nurtured in secret. That's the kind of power that comes from keeping your progress hidden. It's like tending to a garden that no one sees until it's ready to bloom. Keep your fire burning strong by keeping it contained. Let your actions speak louder than your words ever could. Let's be honest, disappearing isn't easy. It's painful, it's lonely, you'll struggle, you'll doubt yourself, you'll cry. But here's the truth. It's in those tough, lonely moments that real transformation happens. When you face your challenges in private without the world's eyes on you, you build a strength that's unshakable. The world doesn't see it yet, but every painful step is a step towards something greater. Think about it like this. Every time you feel like giving up, every time the weight of the struggle feels too much, remind yourself that you're planting seeds in the dark. No one sees what's happening underground, but the roots are growing deeper and deeper. When you finally break through the surface, you'll be stronger than ever. Friedrich Nietzsche said, "That which does not kill us makes us stronger." Pain, struggle, and hardship are part of the process. They're not reasons to stop. They're the very things that build you into the person you're meant to be. Elon Musk went through countless failures before Tesla or SpaceX became what they are today. Bankruptcy, rejection, ridicule, he faced all of that in private, and he didn't stop. He kept working, kept grinding. That's the key, embracing the struggle in silence. There will be times when you hit rock bottom, but no one has to see you fall. That's the beauty of working in private. You can break down, cry, and doubt yourself in the privacy of your own space, then rise again, stronger, without anyone watching your lowest moments. So, what happens when you stop caring about recognition? When the only eyes on your journey are your own? You evolve. You grow. You become the person you've always been capable of becoming. When you're no longer chasing the applause or the approval of others, you begin to realize that the only validation you need is from yourself. Silent progress is real progress. Every step you take, no matter how small or unnoticed, brings you closer to your goal. You don't need to broadcast every move. The most significant transformations happen in the quiet moments, away from the spotlight. The Taoist sages knew this well when they said, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." And here's the thing, no one ever said anyone had to see that step. The journey is personal. It doesn't need to be put on display. The world doesn't need to see every small achievement. You're not doing this for them. You're doing this for you. Silent progress is powerful because by the time you emerge from the shadows, you won't even need the recognition anymore. You'll know you've grown, and that's the only validation that truly matters. By the time you're ready to reappear, you'll realize something profound. You don't need to reappear. The transformation wasn't for them. It was always for you. That's the ultimate realization. You might have started this journey thinking you'd disappear, transform, and then come back to show the world the new, unstoppable version of yourself. But by the time you've reached that point, something will have shifted. You'll understand that the transformation was never about impressing anyone else. It was always about becoming the person you were meant to be. The applause, the recognition, the validation, they were all just noise. The real reward was finding peace within yourself, strength in solitude, and fulfillment in your own growth. And once you've reached that point, you won't care about being seen. You'll be content with the person you've become. So now I challenge you, disappear. Disappear from the noise, from the expectations, from the constant eyes of the world, and focus on you. Transform in the shadows, and let the world be shocked when they finally see who you've become. Or, better yet, let them never see you at all. Because the real transformation, it doesn't need an audience. It only needs your dedication. If you're ready for this journey, let's crush it in the shadows together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.